Welcome back, everyone. The purpose of this particular video is that I'm going to lay out my 5 must-have military surplus bolt-action rifles. This is a video that people have actually been asking me to do for quite a while, and I just haven't got around to doing it. We had a little bit of rainy weather here this weekend, didn't get to do any shooting today, so I thought that I would do a little bit of indoor video shooting and show you guys a few rifles out of my collection and why I think you should have them. And the following rifles, of course, are in no particular order, just whatever order I happen to film them in. Every military rifle collection is not complete without some form of M90-130 or basically any Mauser variant rifle. You can't go wrong. 7.62 by 54 rim, bolt action, very long lineage. One of the first rifles to use smokeless powder. Basically paved the way for all the modern rifles we see today. I can't say enough good things about these rifles. They're cheap enough, they're plentiful, they're a great platform for sporterizing if you decide you want to do that. Very reliable. Ammo's very cheap for these things. You can get the 440 round 10s for around 90 bucks. So very easy guns to take care of, very easy to shoot. Recoil was pretty mild overall. And really, people, I just can't say enough good things about the M90-130. This is a must-have. And most of you that get into surplus rifles for their first time, this is going to be most of you, your first rifle that you're going to get. Okay, so rifle number 2 on my list, and of course remember these are in no particular order. This is a World War I era Gewehr 98 with roller coaster sights. Very wonderful gun. Proven Mauser action, bolt action rifle. These are great guns. They shoot wonderful. This particular rifle fires a 8mm cartridge. Wonderful setup. The surplus ammo for 8mm is still out there. It's still available. Some of the quality in the way of the 8mm surplus ammo has kind of gone downhill a little bit, but it is still out there. Okay. Now, Mauser rifles come in a ton of different configurations. I could make a totally separate video and spend hours talking about the different Mauser variants. I'm not going to put you guys through that. Out of my collection, this one's my favorite. It's got that nostalgia to it, and this is just back when men were real men. And, just to think that a man armed with this rifle back then, he was armed with one of the most advanced weapons of the era. These are just wonderful guns. They're accurate as hell. If you watch the range video that I posted on this particular rifle, you'll see that with the 196 grain Yugo sniper ball, I was getting sub-minute groups out of this thing. So for a 100-plus-year-old rifle, that's wonderful. No collection is complete without a Mauser. And I'll tell you what, if money's not an option, one of these Gewehr 98s is a wonderful setup. Nice classic roller coaster sights. I just cannot say enough good things about this series of guns. If you're going to own military rifles and you just like them that much, you've got to have an original Mauser 98. Alright, everyone, the next rifle in the list. This rifle here, it just has a really, really special place in my heart. I love the Enfield, and in my opinion, this is just one of the most well thought out guns there is out there. It's just a wonderful design. In terms of how the guns of the era developed, I just love the idea that you've got a nice 10-round bolt action. Very powerful round, very shootable gun, nice smooth action on this gun. You really just cannot go wrong with the number 4 Mark I. And I don't know what it is about the rifle that I have a special place in my heart for it. And I think a lot of it comes down to, you know, the men that used them and everything. They're just wonderful guns. And, you know, those are just brave men and women that, you know, use these guns over the years. I think one of the things also about the Enfield rifle in general is it just kind of has a mystique to it. I mean, when you look at all of the rifles that are in use today, you look at like, well, Afghanistan's an excellent example. You know, Afghanistan has always been known as like the place that empires go to die. And I hate to admit it, but to a degree it's a little bit true. And, you know, a lot of those, you know, guys over there, the Mujahideen soldiers over in Afghanistan, for a long time, many of them were armed with nothing more than the good old original 303 British number 4 Mark 1s, vintage World War II number 1 Mark 3s. Any Enfield variant that you get, you're not going to go wrong with. You're going to be very pleased with them. The 303 British cartridge is a wonderful setup, very powerful. And again, all of the rifles that I've mentioned up to now, reloading dies are available, brass, bullets, all the components are still available to reload all of the rifles I've showed you so far. The only downside to the 303 British in today's world, so to speak, is that surplus ammo is pretty much completely defunct. There's no surplus ammo left around for the 303s. It's pretty much a hand loader's jewel. Okay, so moving down the line, we have the ever popular and ever battle-proving M1 Garand. This rifle also has a very close place in my heart. It's just a wonderful gun. It's full of nostalgia and it's full of war-winning goodness, and it's just a great gun. There's nothing about the M1 Garand that, in my mind, is not perfect. 8-shot internal charger that drops into the gun, chambered in 30-06, battle-proven cartridge used throughout both world wars. And this is just a great setup. Semi-automatic, 8 shots. You know, a rifleman during World War II armed with this rifle was armed with the most advanced weapon that the world had ever known. And no military surplus rifle collection is complete without some working version of this rifle. It doesn't matter if it's got a clubfoot piece of junk, clocked apart stock. It doesn't matter. You get a Garand in good functional condition, you can protect yourself with this rifle, you can hunt with it, you can shoot targets with it, anything you want to do. This rifle is pound for pound and dollar for dollar the best rifle in the world. And I stand by that. And the M14, M1As are wonderful setups, don't get me wrong. But there's still just something about the original Garand. It just has that power factor. It's got that ass-kicking factor. You know, when you point that Garand and you pull the trigger, you know that you mean business. And it's just a great rifle. Last but not least, we have the ever popular K31. This rifle is a basic revision of the original Schmidt pattern rifles that were developed as early as 1889. This gun has the distinction of using a straight pull mechanism to operate the bolt, detachable magazine that holds 6 rounds, but the bolt is manipulated in a straight back and straight forward motion like this. Wonderful setup. Very smooth rifles. They have a very nice two-stage trigger that breaks right at around 3.5 pounds. Just a wonderful setup. I cannot say enough good things about the K31. This is basically the gun of neutrality. Throughout World War II, the Swiss never had to use it in battle. I know that a lot of people give the gun negative marks because it wasn't used as much as some of the Garands, Enfields, what have you. But from a shooting standpoint, these guns are just wonderful shooters. Fires a 7.5 by 55 millimeter cartridge. Brass dies and bullets are readily available for this gun. And they're just great setup. I've got lots of videos on the K31. If you want to see more on them, then just check them out. Nice cartouche on the buttstock. Walnut stock. Consolidated, modified Schmidt action. Nice short setup. 6-round detachable box magazine. Tangent sights adjustable to 1500 meters. These are just wonderful guns.